Hey Aquarius, this is for the period of time of between the 2nd and the 11th, so roughly about the next 10-day period. And we're going to be looking at the effect on your mind or mental state, your body or physical state, and your soul or spiritual state, right? And the combination of these three is going to give you an idea of kind of what to expect emotionally, decisions, and so forth over this period of time. And what we have here mentally is Saturn in Aquarius, eccentricity. Now, what you should expect is kind of a confused period of time. The next 10 days are going to be taxing on you mentally, and it's going to require you to kind of have a level of flexibility that you might not actually be capable of, just based on what's occurred in the immediate past and kind of where you are. You're going to weather it okay, but it's going to require a lot of sort of bouncing around that you might not be used to. Okay, so just be aware of that. And thankfully, one of the advantages here is that you're gonna you can rely on your mind. You know that, and so you're gonna be all right. Just don't fall into the trap of identifying with some of the stresses that come from this work. Of course, it's stressful when things are hitting you from different directions and you're kind of having to bounce back and forth mentally. It can be a little exhausting, but as long as you don't identify with the frustration, you're going to be fine. Physically, here we have a totally different story. Here we have Mars and Leo, and this is like the great image, right? We have the image of the cock, which is sort of walking around with the chest popped up, feeling good, right? And so physically, there's a good feeling here, and in fact, there's a warning of not being too intimidating physically. Sometimes if you're feeling kind of too good, it may put you in a position of either on the positive side, coming off a little too overbearing, and on the negative side, potentially bullying or demeaning others. It's good to feel confident and strong about that, and to lead with that. Just be aware of how that's going to affect different connections in your life and the way that you communicate as well, because you do communicate physically. It's not just mentally. And if your mental state is going to be a little discombobulated and you combine that with a very sort of confident physical, it can be a little unpredictable, right? And now spiritually here, we're in a very good place. We have the sun in Cancer, and what they refer to here, and I like this keyword a lot, is resourcefulness. This is something that you have been able to pull from in the past in your life, but this week it's going to be a little easier for you. A lot of this stuff coming at you mentally, spiritually, you have the capacity to handle. And that's why it's not going to be a big deal. Whether or not that's known to you, it's the truth. And if you look back at your life, even though you may think, God, how did I get through that? How you got through that is that inner strength that you don't give yourself credit for, right? So that said, very good week for you to maybe not focus on building new relationships, because you're going to be in this kind of weird, powerful, crazy state. It is a good time, however, to lean on and rely upon the ones that are already close to you. And it's a good time for you to kind of find that balance and maybe provide some energy to those that are down in your circle this week or this 10-day period, because you're going to have a lot of energy to get that done. Okay? So if you have any particular questions about your individual circumstance, give me a call or a text message at that number, or you can direct message or email, and I'll be happy to discuss that with you. Otherwise, we'll see you in about 10 days. Thanks a lot.